Hello, I'm Christine Schiavone, and our show is Spiritual Exploration. Tonight we're going to talk about ghost stories. Everybody loves ghost stories. And here with me to talk about ghost stories and bring us some evidence of ghosts is Dave DeLise, a very special guest. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Christine. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. My
Thank you.
pleasure. It's great to have an expert like you on ghosts, right?
Well, I try to be. I mean, nobody's perfect, but we try.
That's right. Well, tell me though, what first got you interested in doing this kind of work, investigating ghosts?
Well, when I was a child, I had a ghost in my grandparents' home for at least 15 years. It was a little boy that died of scarlet fever, fell down the attic steps, and passed away in the home.
Oh, boy.
But, my grandmother, being from Italy, didn't speak much English. She said, oh, go play, because that's what she knew, and that's what I used to do. I used to go play with him in the house.
Did she know that you were playing with him?
Yes, because I was always running around playing hide and seek or rolling the ball, because he would roll the ball back to me.
So then your grandmother knew there was a ghost present?
Yes, I truly believe that she was clairvoyant.
Really?
Yes.
Ah.
Not that she ever discussed that with us, because she passed away later on, but I truly believe she was.
Well, could be.
Yeah.
Could be. So then after that now, how long have you been doing this now in your adult life?
In my adult life, I've been doing this for 2 years now. Like everyday research.
And it seems as though you've become very good at it because the ghosts seem to gravitate toward you, right?
Yeah, I'm very lucky that way because I must say, I mean, I know a lot of people out there don't believe in the orb forms and everybody has different theories. I truly believe that the orbs are one of the biggest parts of spiritual guidance.
Absolutely, yeah. When you take a picture and you see these little
Right.
circles of light in the picture, those are spirits that are hanging out.
Absolutely. I mean, I know there's dust particles, and if a person sneezes, you got to be careful, which is all good. But when I see a orb that's the size of my head, that's different colors,
Yeah.
I don't think somebody sneezed that hard.
Right. And it's not a dust particle.
Exactly.
Right. So, anyway, so you have come here with some evidence. You've mostly been working in St. Andrew's Church.
Yes, we've been doing a documentary on the church for the last 13 months. And how I got involved with St. Andrew's is I had seen a show with Taps that went there to do an investigation. Now, when you're first starting out, you want to see what you can get and find and share with people who've done investigations. So we went, and the very first thing that I ever got was in the catacombs. The lights just shut right out, and all of a sudden, a woman's voice appeared in my ear and said, I shut the light out.
Really?
Yeah, because when I asked who shut the lights out, because I thought it might have been one of the team members,
Right.
a voice just was like, I shut the lights out. Now, here I am listening. You don't hear it exactly when you're there a
Right.
lot of times.
Yes.
So when you're home, investigating and
you're
going over the
your
evidence,
stuff, yeah.
it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that I heard that. And, of course, everybody's theories are, could it be a pipe? Could it be this? But when I hear a voice in my ear,
Yeah.
there's nobody that can tell me
No
any
doubt
different.
about it then.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, Father Michael, I then went to see Father Michael, who was then in charge of the church, and he loves the paranormal stuff. So he gave me and the team an opportunity to go in and do investigations from time to time. So now we do it every week. We're in there every week, at least once, twice a week, gathering information. And, a very good friend of ours that is the groundskeeper is Richard Ragsdale. And he's a wonderful man. We pretty much got full reins of the church.
That's good.
And they trust us, and we do our thing, and we lock up and we leave.
Oh, that's good.
I do strongly suggest to a lot of paranormal people that are on the island, they should really head over there and take a look at the place because it's not only very historical from the Revolutionary War, but you have tons of things going on in that church.
I'm sure. Tell me about the Revolutionary War now and what that has to do with all these hauntings.
Okay, well, supposedly from history, what they say is the building's 300 years old. In 1703, that's when they all started getting together, building up, because there was 2 fires in the building at some points through the years. The original structure is up, but in the interim, they found 18 bodies in the church that were buried, and when they did reconstruction of the church, they put them in plastic containers and threw the rocks on top of them. So you know they're very.
So you think that that agitated them and is causing them to be unrest, like
Oh,
as you...
right, unrested. Absolutely,
Unrested.
very unrested.
Right.
Plus, there was a lot of other things that went on in church between hangings and, there's all kinds of stories, but I don't believe all the stories.
No.
I want to go in and get the evidence myself and hear what the ghosts have to say.
Well, yeah, that's true, yeah,
Because
sure.
that's where I'm going to get my true evidence
Documentary from.
Right.
Yeah, right,
And we're working on the documentary in there now for 13 months. So all is good so far. We're almost done with it.
Oh, yeah, you almost done?
Yeah, I'm hoping I can get it out by at least January, February, the latest.
And how long will it be? I mean, an hour?
Right. I'm thinking maybe more like an hour and 45 minutes.
Wow, that's all.
Yeah, because there's a lot to tell.
It's almost like a movie.
Right. There's a lot to tell about the place. And I
I'm
mean,
sure.
you just have to
300
really.
years.
Right. And the people just have to watch it to understand what we're doing as far as not only paranormal work, but historical for children who may be into the paranormal but don't know the history.
Right.
A lot of adults, they can go online and look and see what it is, but the computers don't tell you everything.
No, that's for sure. Don't know everything.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, right. Well, you do have some evidence here that I'm sure that everyone would like to see.
Oh, I would love to share. That's why I'm here, because I want to share with everybody.
I know. And that's
Yeah.
why we're doing this today, because, there's a lot to tell.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait. It's just amazing.
Yes. Anyway, so if we could have our first, I guess, would be a video. Of
Yeah, I
some
think
sort.
they're going to throw a slide or video up of The Unrested, from what I understand. This is
right.
going to be the name of the documentary, The Unrested.
Right. Then after the video, we're going to hear some EVPs.
Yeah, there's EVPs. I brought EVPs along and some photos of the cemetery where the orbs, because when I'm there, I tell you the truth, I take 400 or 500 pictures at a shot,
Wow.
and out of 400, there's all orbs in them.
Wow.
So it's really amazing how they just drawn to me, and even with the EVP sessions that I do.
Well, I think that spirit is able to tell who is sincere,
Right.
who is there being because they are investigating and want to bring maybe their information out to the public, and so they'll cooperate with you.
Hopefully, I mean, I that's why I want to share this with everybody, because those who don't do paranormal research, they watch all the shows, they see what they have to offer,
Right.
whether they're skeptical or not,
Right.
That's up to the individual themselves.
Oh, yeah, well, you make your own opinions,
Right.
Your own decision on what you believe and what you don't believe.
Right.
You just present the evidence and take it or leave it.
Right, and this is what I want to do. I want to share with everybody and, make them happy.
Absolutely.
That's what I like to do.
As I said before, everybody enjoys ghost stories, right?
Definitely.
So if we could have the video, please. Now, tell us, what was that all about now?
That was, I use iMovie for that because I'm not professionally into editing. I'm not that great as an editor. But I use photos to put together so I can show people what we have. This is just a little short to let people know that The Unrested is going to be the documentary that's going to be out in January, February.
So this is like a trailer.
Right. I want to show people that there are orbs here, and if you noticed in one of the photos, we actually caught a full apparition in the back of the church, which was, I was amazed because...
Well, you have that photo separate, with
Yes,
all the pictures, right? So
yes,
we'll take a
yes.
good look at that
Yes,
in a little
and
bit.
it's also on my Facebook page for those who want to look at my Facebook page, and I put all the photos and stuff that I do.
Would you like to give your Facebook page?
Absolutely,
Go
yes. They
ahead.
can just go to my name, Dave DeLise, type it in, request me as a friend, and I'll be more than happy to accept you.
I'll get a lot of friends that way.
Oh, please. I mean, and also with YouTube as well. I mean, you can go to YouTube page. I have some investigations up there and little trailers like this of different locations that I've done investigations.
And they would go to Dave DeLise on YouTube?
Yes, Dave DeLise on YouTube, and once they pop that up, they'll see my face, and just follow the videos from there.
Right. Well, while you're talking about YouTube, my show is on YouTube too. Just go to YouTube, Spiritual Exploration, and you'll get to see this show as well.
That is
that we're
awesome.
doing right now.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Definitely.
Anyway, though, but so Dave, you brought some pictures with you.
I did. Yes, I did.
If we could see those pictures, it would be good. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to share with the people at home.
Yeah, well,
Let
as soon
them
as
see.
they're ready, they'll be putting them on.
Now, in this photo here, if you look deep to the back, that's where the apparition is. You'll see it like in a bluish.
Kind of go to that grave that's straight on in the middle and to the right a little bit.
Correct. It's all the way straight down behind the second tombstone.
Right.
That was an apparition that was actually looking to the right, and I seen that with the naked eye.
Wow.
Somebody had told me that I have a gift. Not sure how to use it, but I do see orbs with the naked eye.
Mm-hmm.
And
I saw a couple. They were there. I was at a concert at Silver Lake Park, and they were dancing up a storm on the wall. The band
they
was
love
playing.
music.
They
Yes,
love music.
they
They were
love it.
dancing.
yeah.
I said, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." Anyway, but go ahead.
But you have to see this cemetery at night. It is truly amazing.
I'll bet.
I mean, in one photo, I had like 60 orbs in there.
Wow.
So I mean, they come out for me, and in the side where Kate's room is, there's faces that appear in the window at times. I've even seen kind of a darker person in one of the photos that didn't look too nice.
Was that always a church?
Yes, always a church.
Right, and they actually hung people in the church.
In the basement,
Wow,
yeah, in the
amazing,
basement area, because I
amazing.
truly believe down in the basement there was a tunnel that led up to the fort.
Ah.
So, because the fort was behind the
You
church,
see something blocked off or something?
and they would come down the hill, and Kate from EVPs is telling us that she used to take care of the wounded.
Right.
Now, Kate was the very first person that I ever really sat down with and could talk to her.
Wow.
And now it's just, I can't even tell you how many people come out and talk to me there. It's like we had Miss Jacqueline Downing as a special guest on a few of my investigations the last 2 or 3 times. And she can tell you, I mean, you hear my name every 2 seconds, Dave, 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 Dave. I mean, it's just amazing how many people want to talk. She said to them, what are we having, a seance here?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, here I'm looking for evidence, and I got people trying to contact me.
Especially if we brought a medium in that could trans-channel, it would be a good idea.
I would love to do that.
Well, let's try. We'll
Yeah,
see
definitely
about
got
that.
to do that one night.
We'll see about
for sure.
that. Anyway, we have more pictures, right? Okay.
This photo is when we just entered the kitchen area in St. Andrew's Church. As you can see in the case, there's an orb sitting in my case. I mean, like it was being nosy and looking to see what we were doing.
Yeah.
And that is Jeannie De Niro walking to the case. She's a member of the team. She's my researcher and investigator.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Next photo. So, yeah. All right.
Now, this is just the top areas. What I like to do is take photos. You can go to the next one. Of all areas of the church to see if I do find orbs floating around.
Uh-huh.
Now, so every now and then, you can go to the next photo, guys. And you can see like certain areas where you do get orbs floating around. In some cases, like you see in the right side of this photo is a red orb.
Now, you can see it. Yeah.
Right. I've never seen a red orb until that night, actually. I usually
What do you
see
think red
bluish.
means?
I don't know. I tried to look it up on the computer, and everybody has different theories.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say it's a beautiful thing
Okay.
that I got to experience that.
Right.
That's all that matters to me.
Yes. We have more photos.
Yes. Now here, if you see to the left, there's another orb behind the three tombstones to the left side. You can go to the next photo, please. And if you notice, the moon is in the center.
Wow.
But to the left, there's an orb.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Yes.
And this is what I see there all the time. I mean, people will say, oh, that's the reflection of the moon. Trust me, it's not.
Yeah, no, that doesn't look like a reflection to
But
me.
you see, these are the theories that you have to deal with skeptics, which I love going against because I believe in what I believe in.
Yeah, sure.
I don't care what you believe in.
That's right.
I know what I have.
That's right.
You can go to the next one, please. And like here, as you see to the left behind the flags, there's another orb there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, some photos you'll get 1 or 2 orbs. Some you'll get 50, 20, 30.
Depends on how many of them are hanging out at the point.
Yeah, and because what I do is, it sounds weird, but I walk around the cemetery and talk to them.
Oh, that's nice.
You understand? Hi, how are
Probably
you?
why
How
they
you
like
doing?
you.
Maybe, I don't know. But I'm always saying hello, how you doing?
Well, they like being acknowledged.
Well, that's the thing. People don't acknowledge them the way they're supposed to.
Right, because nobody sees them and everybody's busy with their lives and all that kind of stuff.
But what people don't realize is they're people.
That's right. That's right.
No, nothing other than people.
Absolutely.
Like St. Andrews has also a pet cemetery.
Really?
Now, when we go down that cemetery, part of the cemetery,
Yeah?
you can see actual apparitions of little dogs and cats.
Ah.
And one night I was sitting out there and I had the EVP in my hand and the cat was meowing.
Wow.
That I'm saving for the documentary.
Okay.
But, and also there was a cat that's in the basement that's bones have been down there for 100 years.
Really?
Still up on the original foundation. And that cat meows
Wow.
when we're doing EVP sessions.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So it's a wonderful experience. I really, I don't even have anything else to say about
It's
it
very satisfying.
other than being amazing.
Yes.
Because people who do experience this, even people in their homes that may see a ghost or, have some kind of shadow pass them. People in Staten Island have to realize a lot of these homes were buried over dead people.
Yeah.
From the war and
Right.
the Indians.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of activity that's on the island.
Oh, yeah, I know. Haunted Staten Island.
Very haunted, very haunted.
We have any more pictures?
You can go to the next one. Now, if you notice, there's an orb
I see
right
it
on
right
the
on
tombstone.
the tombstone. I see that.
It's like hit or miss here. You can go to one side and take 5 and get 5 orbs, and you go to the other side, you get 100.
Uh-huh.
They're all over the place.
Sure.
And, next photo, please. Like you see, there's a nice orb in the circle of the tower.
I see that.
But,
right above you.
I'm so fascinated with the tower that I love taking angle shots of this tower
Yeah.
because you always catch orbs in it
Yeah.
all the time. It's
Hang
just
out there,
amazing.
yeah. Sure.
Next photo, please. Now, this window here, this is actually the window where Kate would look out and look to the back where the fort was. And the men would come down the road and she'd be waiting for them to heal them, set them up. But in this photo, if you look very carefully, there's a face in the photo. So you would have to bring it up on a bigger screen to really see the face
In one of the
looking at you.
windows here?
In that center window,
The
there's
center
a face
window.
there. Yes.
Wow, amazing.
And I believe that might have been one of Kate's children at the time.
Oh, because it does look like a short little one.
Right. And, from what I learned through EVP, Kate had a husband named Peter, and the 2 children, she didn't tell us the names of the kids yet.
Really?
But the other night doing the investigation, which really blew me away, was I actually seen the kid grabbing the bottle of water off the table.
Really?
Because you can hear the crunching of the bottle.
Right, like
And then you hear a
Poland Spring bottle.
child's voice laugh.
Well, they weren't familiar with bottles of water back then. They
Well,
got it out of a well.
We offered them something to drink,
Really?
and the child took it.
Wow, hot stuff.
Which was very interesting to me, because when I heard the bottle crack, for a minute I felt like Ralph Cramden. I was like, oh my God. Because I didn't know what to think about it at the moment.
Right.
But yes, through the EVP, I heard them talk, and they were like, thank you for the water, it said.
Wow.
So,
Do you think they eat and drink on the other side over there?
You know, they're partying. They're
Yeah.
having a good time.
They're having a great time.
Yeah,
Oh, sure, I'm sure
definitely.
they are.
But I still believe it's like a three-dimensional thing. I mean, sometimes I ask myself, are we the dead ones and they're alive?
Who knows, right?
Yeah, you know, it's just weird to me. You know, it just, you know, you don't know. Nobody will ever know that theory until you're dead.
That's right. You won't know anything to it.
Exactly.
Sure, right?
But like I said, I do this, you know, with the team. We love it. We have a lot of fun.
Good.
You know, somebody once told me to be very true to yourself.
Yes.
And you know something? I listen to her words of wisdom because she's in the circuit herself. And I love her for that because, you know what, it brought to my attention to be who I am
That's right.
and not be anybody else.
And just always know that who you are is a good person, a
Yeah.
nice person, good personality, all that kind of stuff. And just keep it that, you know, as I'm saying, but, you know, like, just know that you are worthwhile.
Well, I try to be, you know, I mean, you have to realize, you know, I've been through a lot in my life working through in the film industry, 25 years. I was a sound man.
Right.
So, you know, you go through a lot of phases and you see different things, and we all make mistakes in life.
Of course. Nobody's perfect.
know,
We're only
and-
human.
And I will never say I'm perfect.
No, neither would I.
But you know what? I thank God every day I'm where I am, and I would never change it for anything in the world.
Good for you. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Are there any more pictures before we go on to the EVPs?
Now, this is a beautiful
Wow,
shot.
look at that orb.
This orb, you know, I mean, to me, I think they call this one a spider orb. They have different names for different orbs.
Really?
Yeah, I was reading it on the internet the other night, actually, because
Really?
I wasn't sure myself.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, and I looked at this and I was like, amazing. You know, just now to me, this is like more of them trying to manifest.
Uh-huh.
The lighter orbs are a different type of orb, but in one of the other photos that I have, there was an orb in the front of the church that was trying to manifest because it looked like two bones or an arm or something that was coming out of the orb,
Huh.
which I found fascinating. And then like maybe a half hour after that, walking the grounds, that's when we seen the apparition towards the back of the church. So, you know, you know, you're at the luck of the draw here.
Oh, sure.
You know, I'm still waiting to see the little drummer boy.
Little drummer boy.
Yes, there was a story about a little drummer boy who wanted to join the war so bad, but he was too young. I think it was 10 years old at the time. So they made him the drummer boy, and not even 5 minutes out on the field, he was killed.
Aw.
So unfortunately, but they're saying that his body roams the church cemetery.
His spirit, yeah.
So, you know, I haven't acknowledged
Well,
that
you know,
yet.
what about these people? Can you, bring them to the light and stuff like that, where they don't have to be like kind of, well, you think they're stuck there, or they
Well,
want to be there?
I believe you can bring them to the light because a lot of psychic mediums have explained that to me. You can help them. I believe when people get killed in battle very fast, they don't realize they're dead.
That's true.
That's like Gettysburg. You have hundreds of people walking those fields, and you know what? They don't even know they're dead.
Yeah, they think they're still fighting the war, and there's no sense of time over there.
Right. So they don't have any idea. This is
Yeah.
why I say we live in a three-dimensional world sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just really weird. But it's not just Gettysburg, but there was hundreds of other locations.
Oh,
where,
sure, all over the
like,
world.
Even if somebody was walking in the street and got shot in the head, they don't know what happened. They're
Right.
just coming out of the body. It's like the movie Ghosts.
Right.
You know, he was running around not knowing it was dead until he met with the psychic medium
Right.
who pointed him to the right direction.
Right.
So I believe you can help them, actually.
Yeah. Do you think the ones at St. Andrew need help or are stuck there, or they just want to be there? They might have been to the light already, but hey, I want to go hang out here.
Well, from what I've read and what I've heard from other people, you can go to the light and come back.
Right. I believe that.
So, you know, you can do that. Also, you know, there's just so many different ways of dealing with the light. You can bring them, show them. It's up to them if they want to go.
Yeah.
Like one EVP we got a couple of nights ago, which I have with me. You can hear the spirit say help.
Yeah.
They wanted help.
Right.
And I heard it right there and then, but all I kept saying was, go to the light. You know, try to go to the light. I said, if anybody's holding you back in here, don't listen to them. Just go to the light.
Yeah,
Because you do have spirits that will play games with you and hold you back
true.
from doing what you want to do.
Oh, I know. Yeah, and spirits will hold each other back.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
So, I try to tell them, go to the light. If there's anything I can help you with, who am I? I'm nobody. I'm just an investigator going around doing my thing. And, if God gives me the gift to help them get to
Sure.
where they need to go,
Absolutely.
you know what? I'll help you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, as far as like going to the light is concerned, many years ago, it's really a recent thing, I think, probably in this century that we know about the light. But hundreds of years ago, they didn't know anything from light. So maybe a lot of them got stuck because of the fact they didn't know enough to go to the light.
You're very possible, because you have to realize from like the ancient times, the Greek mythical times, excuse me, the pyramids. I mean, if you go really back into all of that, a lot of people were mummified,
Yes.
so who knows if they seen spirits or orbs shooting up out of the sky when they were mummified, or, that all goes back to a different category, what I'm into as well, as UFOs.
Right.
I've seen them for years.
Uh-huh. You've seen
I
UFOs.
I have photos of them. Actually, just seen a UFO July 4th at my sister's house in Seaford, Long Island.
Wow.
There was a sighting out there, and I happened to get it on video.
Wow. We'll have to do a show about UFOs.
Oh, I would love to. Yes, I would love to.
In the meantime, we got more pictures. All right, that one we saw with the big orb on the tree.
Next one. You can go to the next one. Next. See, a lot of the photos I take, I look around. You can go to the next one, please. And I try to see the orbs. Now, if you look straight back at the end of that tombstone that's in the reddish color,
Toward the left,
to the center,
to the center.
there's a huge orb, like right in the middle. And also you can see the apparition that's back there. There's a bluish apparition that's in the background. That was what we seen. That's actually what I seen while the ladies were inside doing EVP. I was roaming the grounds taking photos.
Okay.
Because we try to cover as many spots as we can, for the footage and everything for the documentary.
Right, right.
You can go to the next photo, please. Next one. Thank you. Now, if you look right there, there's a huge orb above that little tombstone. It's a lighter orb, but like I said, when you have it on the big screen, you can see it, as clear as day.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if anybody would like to see photos or videos or anything of investigations, you can go to my YouTube page. Just type my name, Dave DeLise, and you'll see as many as I have up there. I post them from time to time.
Good.
So this way we can show everybody what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
See, now this is the church. I love the thing I love about this church. It has so much to offer. Next photo, please.
Mm-hmm.
See the orb on top of the building.
Oh, yeah.
And if you actually cleared that up and made it lighter, you would see another 10 orbs behind that.
Really? Wow.
It's just about pulling out the picture and making it brighter at times to see what you have as far as the evidence goes. Next, please. There's a small little one right by the foundation. Next. Thanks. Next one. See, I just enjoy taking, you have the little orb to the left of the far.
What's that light over there above that?
That's just the street sign from outside, because the street is right there as well.
I see.
So you do get caught up with different lighting at times. But for being there 13 months, I pretty much know what the lights are and what the orbs are.
Okay, you can tell the difference now, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's good. That's good. Next photo, please. Yes.
Now, this was an area where I had to take the photo of this, because this is where we seen the apparition coming together. The orbs were forming into an apparition.
Oh.
And you can see half the body coming up out of the ground.
Wow.
Once we get to that photo, I'll show it to you. Next, please. Next. Next. You can go to the next one. Keep going.
In the meantime, we see all these pictures of graves.
Right.
Old
yeah.
graves.
Well, this is where it's at.
That's right.
you
That's
know, Can you guys find any? Do you see? You have a nice spider orb to the left.
I see that. Yeah. Now, what's the difference between a spider orb and whatever other kind of orbs there are?
You know, there's so many different theories on them.
Really?
I wouldn't even say it to people because they would really have to read on that their own. Because everybody has, you know, some people don't, like I said, don't believe in them. Other people have theories of dust particles and, you know, things out inside.
Well, a lot of people poo-poo these things.
Right, you know, and I'm just showing them as I
Right.
see them.
Yes, yes. Okay, any other pictures?
You know, I just try to share it as I see it so that they can see it for themselves.
I see a little person in the bottom
Yeah.
of that window there.
Yeah, no, there's always somebody in that window looking at me when I'm taking photos.
Hot stuff.
Because what I do is I go to the window, I say hello to her, because her name is Kate. I'm always, hi Kate, how are you?
Okay.
You know, even when I'm not doing an investigation and I'm just running back there to take photos, because I
Right.
do that like every night I'm in the cemetery.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'll always walk around to the areas and I'll say hello to everybody because I feel they know who I am from being in there so long.
Absolutely. I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure they know who you are.
And I
yeah.
think one of the great things that I found in the church was actually speaking to the very first woman saint,
Elizabeth Seton.
right, Elizabeth Bailey Seton.
Right.
Now, there's a parishioner in the church that actually had made contact with her, and this woman had went to her home. The spirit went into her home. Her name is Denise from the church.
So Elizabeth.
Elizabeth followed her home.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, when I asked Elizabeth this question in a ghost box session, she said, yes, I followed Denise home. Just
Really?
as clear as day. And I have it on EVP and
I wonder why.
video. She showed her some type of a vision.
How about that?
And I'm still waiting for Denise to get back to me, actually, because I want to bring her and do the investigation with her there
Yeah, yeah.
to see if Elizabeth will come out.
Okay, I think what happened.
Now, the other day when we're in there, now, as I'm walking around inside the church, I'm talking to everybody in there. And I said, Elizabeth, how are we doing today? And you can hear the EVP. She says, can you see me?
Whoa.
Now, at that point, I did see to the side of me, the side vision of the outfit that she wore with the bonnet and the black
Yes.
outfit.
Yes.
I
The
could see-
habit, nun's habit.
Yes, I could see that partially to the right of me as she said that to me.
Wow. You have that EVP with you?
The EVP should be there, yes, and also the video I have with me, but I'm going to save that video for another show because
Okay.
I want people
Well, there
to
will be
see-
future shows. This was Ghost Stories 1.
Right,
You know?
right.
We'll continue with shows
Yeah.
about different ghosts, yes.
And, you know, I
absolutely.
love doing different locations. You know, we've been to Salem, Lizzie Borden's home.
I've been to Salem. It's
I
an
love it there. It's amazing.
amazing place.
Yes.
The energy there is so amazing. Yes, it is. I love Salem.
Well,
Been
went
there
on
several
there.
times.
Wow.
A few times on Halloween.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I was working on a documentary for Ancient Aliens for the History Channel. We were in Peru filming,
Oh,
and I got to see the Nazca Lines from a helicopter view,
wow.
which was amazing.
I bet.
If I could have had my EVP equipment and everything to go inside one of the temples,
Yeah, you probably
God
would
only
have got a
knows
lot.
what I would have found in
I'm
there.
sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure. So, we have any more pictures so that we can finish them up and then go on to the EVPs?
Now, this was one of this. This is called a Mel meter. Now, what we do is we put it on record mode so that we can see what readings we get inside the church of activity. Now, don't get yourself wrong. Electrical will bump that up to 150 in 2 seconds.
I'll bet.
Now, this was recorded when we were in the kitchen area of the investigation. We got 6.7
I see that, yeah.
when we were talking with Elizabeth.
Right.
So, I mean, in the kitchen area, there's not that much electrical outlets in there, and you can see when when you're in the church, you have your sink, a couple of little outlets, but not anything drastic that would pull it up to that
Yeah,
level.
usually it's like 1 or 2.
Right. You'll get a 0.1, a 0.2, a 0.3.
Right.
And that's how actually Elizabeth, she talks with us through that.
I see.
And then she'll use like,
It lights up so you know her answers.
well, no, we go by the number system, like 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Oh, okay.
3 for, something amazing and more and more.
Right.
And Jacqueline actually started working with that system as we were doing the investigation,
Uh-huh.
which turned out to be great. It really did. It works very well when we talk to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's really quite an interesting find.
I'll say, I bet. Yeah.
Because you learn more and more each time that you do your investigations.
Oh, sure.
You know, you see more. And I love, like I said, I love watching the shows, you know, and I love watching what they have to offer. And, you know, it's just amazing what they find as well.
I'm sure. You probably leave there very satisfied when you...
Well, this place, absolutely. I've never had a problem in here. But in other locations, I've been bitten, scratched,
Really?
thrown down a flight of stairs.
Thrown downstairs?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yes, you know, you do have your evil ones that are
Oh,
nasty.
yeah. Sure.
And like even with here, I said that I love being at the church, and I love Kate's always answering me and talking, and a voice came out and said, "You're nasty."
Yeah.
Now, whatever that meant, I don't know, but you know, it's like, why am I nasty? Because I, you know, enjoy being here.
Yeah, right.
But I get people telling me to get out all the time.
Yeah, well, humans on this side have opinions, and I guess they have opinions over there, too.
Well, absolutely, yes, I agree.
You know?
I agree.
Okay, any more pictures?
Yep, as you see in this photo, there's a large orb to the left, and then you have 3 or
Yes.
4 to the right above the trees.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, if you were up closer, you'd be able to see it.
Right. No, I see. I mean, they're faint, but they're
Right.
there.
But I mean, this is what I get all the time in St. Andrews. Tons of orbs and things like that. And
And
you know,
apparitions.
yes. Well, that was the first apparition I actually ever seen in St. Andrews.
Really?
So it kind of grabbed me for a moment because I didn't know what to expect. And then, of course, you have to debunk it
Yeah.
and see what it is. And because, you know, everybody has theories. No, it's
Right.
not an orb. It's not a person. It's not this. You know, and I have to respect everybody's say-so and
Yeah,
theory
their
on it.
opinion, sure.
Can you go to the next photo, please? See now, where
There's definitely somebody in that window.
right? You see now here's a clear photo of it where nobody's in the window, but you know that's why I wanted to take the photo to show people that that window is empty. There's nothing inside the
You don't
window. That's a
see-
ceiling fan.
Oh, okay.
That's the ceiling fan on the top.
And what's that now going across the...
That I can't help you. I
Peak.
don't know.
Looks like some kind of spirit of
whatever
some sort.
mist was there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I could be flash burn. I don't know. You know, I'm not going to say
Oh,
yes.
to
It's
the
an
right
orb,
looks like a spirit hanging out there.
but it was
Could
pretty
be.
pretty funky looking. But I don't know exactly what that one is.
Right. Okay. Next photo.
Now, this I found very ironic because here I am taking a photo of the Mother Mary statue, and here I got 20 orbs behind her.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I mean, you can see the bright one to the right of her.
Yes.
And I had to enhance the photo to make it brighter because it was dark. And you wouldn't have been able to see the orbs.
Uh-huh.
But if you look behind you, you have at least 5 to 7 orbs standing right behind you.
Wow.
And like in the next photo, you know, when you see her, you'll see at least 6 to 10 more behind her there, but in a lighter form.
Uh-huh.
You know, and then like the next one, you'll see like more, and then the next one, they start disappearing, and then they go away, and then they go other places.
Okay. Have
But
the
they
next
do
one?
they do let you know that they're there, though.
Oh, sure. They want you to know they're
Mm-hmm.
there. Spirit wants validation,
Absolutely.
you know? So,
And I give them the respect because I talk with them like a human being.
yeah.
You know, I don't care how you died. What you know, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
here to
what
help you
what
if
your
I
life
can.
was like is, yeah, exactly. If I
Right.
can help get you to the other side where you belong, where you're going to be happy
Right.
and rest in peace.
Well, we try to hopefully bring them to the other side so they can.
Rest in peace. That's
Yeah,
right.
because you don't
That's
know what
right.
happened to them. And a lot of
No.
people that are buried there through the years, you know, people died of illnesses, people died of death from war. So it pretty much, you know, you got a lot there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's like the old joke, you know, everybody's just dying to get in.
Right.
You know, but I love it though, I really do. Do we have any EVPs that we can play real quick?
Yeah. How about the EVPs now?
The one
Now
there that says
explain-
help, so I can explain it.
Explain to our audience what is EVP.
Okay, EVP, you use it's like a little recorder, it's like a video record. I'm sorry, audio recorder.
Right. Little tiny thing
Little
that sits in
tiny
your
thing
hand.
that sits in your hand. Great place to buy your equipment is Go Stop. Ghost Stop.
Is that online?
They're in Florida, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's where I buy mostly all my equipment from.
Uh-huh.
And, you have certain types of EVPs, Mel meters, and all these different types of things that you can find and attach to spirits.
Yeah.
You have your ghost box sessions where it's pretty much like a little radio transmitter
Yeah.
that you plug a speaker into,
Ah.
where it breaks off all this sound like a constant roll from a radio.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And you hear the frequencies. And what happens is the voices, because it's like so much like the Matrix, they try to get all those molecules together in order for you to say hello or say goodbye. It's very hard for them to talk without getting that all together.
Uh-huh.
At least that's what I feel.
Yeah.
Other people, investigators, may have other theories.
Maybe.
But, like I said, I respect everybody's theory, and, happy hunting. I hope you find what you're looking for.
You know how they discovered that you can get EVPs on those little handheld things? They manufactured and put them out. They were like $25 a piece at the time. And people were trying to record things, and they were getting voices in the background. They didn't know what it was.
Really?
And they were complaining to the companies that made them, what's going on? Then they realized, oh my God, those are spirits.
Right.
So now they're about $400.
Wow. Yeah, no, they're very expensive.
They are.
They really are. And the Mel meter, actually, I was watching a story from Ghost Adventures where the gentleman who invented that, his daughter had passed in a car crash. And they named it after her. But this is, what we use to try to find things and gather evidence for everybody.
Absolutely. All right, so can we hear some of these spirits speaking? Now, what are we listening to right now?
Now, what happened was here, I was in the cemetery, and I was taking photos. And what happened was, I said to myself, geez, I wish I had more light. And then all of a sudden, a voice came on, like maybe 4 or 5 seconds afterwards, and said, is there anything I can help you with?
Oh, wow.
And to me, it didn't sound English or anything like that, so I thought it might have been Dutch. Because of the way the voice is. I don't know if they heard that because it sounded a little echoey in here.
Well, the Dutch were here, yeah.
Right. No, I'm talking about the EVP itself. It sounded echoey in here. I don't know if the audience heard that.
Oh.
But, you can feel free to go to my webpage or anything like that to listen to these EVPs because I put them up all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be discouraged. Just go to my YouTube page or Facebook, and you can see everything and hear everything that I have going on right now.
Good, good. All right, so go ahead with the EVPs.
You shut the light? You shut the light?
No.
Now, like in this instant here, I asked the question twice.
Yeah.
If they shut the light out, and right after I asked the second time, you hear a woman's voice very softly say, something, Jeannie?
Uh-huh.
So that was the very first EVP that I ever got in St. Andrews Catacombs area.
Yeah.
And that's what pretty much made me even more want to go back more and see if I could find more and more.
Absolutely.
Again.
It's almost like an addiction, huh?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like I live for this stuff.
Yeah.
I love it. I just enjoy being around it. I pray to God, knock on wood, that I never get hurt doing it as far as from evil spirits or anything like that.
I'm protected.
Thank God I have, St. Michael with me.
Absolutely.
Because he will help me.
Yes, he's one of my protectors, too.
Yes, I love him. Me
too.
That's my only fear with this. It's like I'm not afraid of it. I just don't want bad things, bad karma.
Exactly, sure.
Because I'm not doing it for that reason.
You're not doing anything bad.
Right.
You're not hurting anybody.
Right.
Okay, let's see if we can hear somebody else now.
Now, in this EVP that was just played, Jeannie and Jacqueline were in the basement of the catacombs. And what that just said in a very, I would say, mean voice was, Jeannie, leave.
Huh?
That's what it says, Jeannie, leave.
Wow.
See, the basement area, a lot of them ask us to leave at times
Yeah.
because they don't want to be bothered. But you see me, it's like I go in and I'm like, I argue with them.
Yeah, well, what else do they have going on, right?
Right, I'm there like, you leave. No, I'm not leaving. You can leave. Get out. I was doing a ghost box session last week and somebody told me to leave. And I said, if you don't like what you're listening to, you leave.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm busy.
Oh, you also have to stand up to them. You can't show them you're afraid.
Right. No, I don't. I mean, like I
'cause
said.
you're not.
No, I respect the area. I respect their grounds. And, you know, I can understand people don't want to be bothered all the time either.
It's true.
So you have to give them space. This is why they allow me to come back
Right.
and do this. And they show themselves to me.
I was on an investigation in Snug Harbor a couple of years ago, and what we found out there on this investigation was that there's a lot of spirit that hangs out there.
Mm-hmm.
Very often, they don't have anything to do with Snug Harbor. They just were attracted to it
Right.
because, as they said, it's peaceful and unchanging.
Mm-hmm.
So consequently, and they said that they really don't like people coming there because they're having a great time and we're bothering them.
Right. It's right. It's right. I just did an investigation there last Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice. Got a lot of orbs inside the theater. Inside one of the houses we were in by the governor's mansion, I believe it was, we did speak to the governor a few times. We got on EVP.
Yeah, I was in the governor's mansion.
And then we also spoke with somebody else. I don't quite remember who it was, but then we got a woman's name, Elizabeth. So we're not sure if she's the woman that walks outside in the white dress.
Oh, yeah, I heard about the lady in white.
Right.
Yes.
So we're not sure who it is. I mean, Amy, who works there, Amy Riola, we were talking about that, and she was telling me she still thinks it's somebody else, which is great. I mean, I respect that, and, you know, I can only go by what it says on the EVP.
Did you ever hear about Old Salty down there?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, he's an old snug.
Okay.
And people have gone into the visitors center and said to the receptionist there, "Oh, that's very nice that old man showed us around. Thank you very much for him." And they went, "What old man? What are you talking about?"
Nobody was there.
Right. So when Chris was doing this movie, Chris Mancuso was doing this movie, but and I happened to be down there, hanging out with everybody, and he asked me to play a little part, and I had to go over to the guy that was depicting Old Salty to ask him for directions, like,
Right.
here I'm going over to a ghost and asking for directions, you know?
Right.
It was funny.
Yeah, Chris is awesome. He's I talk to him a lot on Facebook. He's got a lot going on. He was just away filming this weekend from what I heard.
Well, tell him now that you know me. Really?
Right.
He'll tell you he knows me.
And, you know, Brian, like I said, I met Brian at Lizzie
And
Borden's
Brian
house
too,
with,
yes.
with actually Chris Zaffis, which was very nice.
Right.
Brian's a sweetheart, very
Yeah,
nice guy.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, I have to say thanks to these two guys and Carrie Ann. I don't want to leave Carrie Ann out.
Okay.
You know, I've met a lot of interesting people through their pages. And, you know, words cannot express my appreciation for that.
Well, that's one of the good parts about the internet, huh?
Well, you know, I mean, all paranormal, I believe, should stick together.
Sure.
People who work together. And, you know, I don't look at it as team this, team that, team this. You know,
Yeah, no, we all share the same information.
You know what? What you're going to get there, somebody else is going to get there later on. Maybe
Right.
not the same exact wording,
Yes.
but there's spirits there,
Right.
regardless.
Right.
But no, I have to say, Haunted Collector is a great show.
Oh, I loved it. I used to be right in front of that TV every Wednesday night.
And loved Chris's Haunted Snug Harbor, which was, I believe he won an
Oh, you
award
saw
for
that then? Then you saw me going over to Old Salty.
Yes, no, it was awesome. I mean, these two guys are very talented
Very,
people,
yes.
and God bless them. I
Yes.
really wish them the best.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, they're great people.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to share something with the viewers out there. This gentleman, his name is John Tobin. He has a show, a talk show on Radio A1B Network, and he also has another show called Keeping the Spirits Alive. It's John Tobin and Chip Rechenthal, I believe his last name is. You guys got to check this show out. It's awesome. I mean, they have some great shows. They even do UFO stuff. But give him a shout out there and tell him you heard from me on the radio over here and television. Listen to their show. It's great.
Yeah. Okay, very good, excellent.
Yeah, it's a great show. And, I mean, there's a lot of people I love to thank, especially you for having me on the show.
Like I said, it was my pleasure.
And again, through the Facebook, thank God for
Right.
Sir Thomas Knight Templar.
Oh, yes.
Tommy G, if it wasn't for him seeing what I was putting out there,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be here
Well,
today.
he's the one that brought you in here
Right.
to introduce him to you to me,
Right.
and then we got started right away on what we're doing, and here's the first show.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. And truly, I mean, I know people don't get thanked enough, but I can't thank everybody enough for what they've done for me. And, this is truly an honor and a gift that I have.
Nice that you have an attitude of gratitude.
Well, you know what it is? I always believe, you give what people deserve.
That's right, and when you do good like that, good comes to you.
I'm just a simple person.
Yeah.
I just love to have fun and do my thing. And,
Good.
from working in the industry all my life, I've toured with bands for years,
Yeah.
and concerts and films. And, I also want to thank two very special people, Terry and John, who I met here.
Oh, yes, hi.
Sweet people, very sweet. And,
Absolutely, wonderful people.
Yeah,
I met them here too. They're big. We become very close friends also, and I just love them.
Yeah, no, it's like a family. That's what I like about
That's
it.
right.
Everybody's together, and, you can't ask for anything more
That's
than
all.
that.
That's it.
Do we have any more EVPs that we could play real quick? We have one more, maybe the one that says help or anything out there.
If we can't hear them, you can just tell me what some of these ghosts have said to you.
Yes, no, I will definitely do that. I mean, I've had one that said, that always asks for help when I'm there.
And do you ask them, well, what do you need? Or?
Believe it or not, sometimes you don't hear them at the moment.
Okay.
Which is sad.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when I get home, I get so heartbroken. Because, you can hear a little child asking you for help or a woman, and I'm like,
Well, when
geez,
you
I want to
go
go
back,
back.
don't you ever say, the person asking me for
Yes.
help, would you come forward?
I do that.
And,
I do.
and maybe you need to go to the light and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I was talking with your host, your guest 2 weeks ago, and she was telling me, Delphina?
Oh, Adolfina.
Adolfina?
Yes.
And she was telling me what to do when that instant comes.
Uh-huh.
It's like you talk to them and tell them they can go. It's okay to go.
Right.
I've been, a lot, like I said, a lot of times they'll call my name and ask me questions. And, it just amazes me because, like I said, a lot of times I don't hear it
No.
full ear.
Exactly. And sometimes you hear it when you're in the playback.
Yes, and that's sad to me because it's like I wish I can go back to the investigation and help them.
Right.
Like the very first time I heard Kate, when she mentioned her name, Kate.
Right.
I mean, I actually went back the next day with a rose and left it in her room.
I'm sure she appreciated that.
Yeah, so now every time I go, I bring a rose.
Aw.
Because you know what? I want her to feel comfortable with us.
Sure.
Let me tell you, if somebody had 2 seconds to say hello to me,
Yeah.
$2 for a rose is not going to kill me.
No.
I mean,
It's not going to make you or break you.
exactly. So I don't mind sharing that.
That's wonderful.
I mean, even with the kids when they're running around, I leave lollipops on the table. I
wonder
bring
if
a
they-
toy with me.
Really? Did they disappear?
You know what? I don't know because I'm not there the rest of the week. So whoever cleaned up the place.
Oh, you don't know if somebody cleaned them up or if the kids
No.
got them.
Right. But the thought was there.
Right.
It's just for the appreciation.
Sure.
And, there's tons of other locations on Staten Island that I really would love to get into, but a lot of times you can't because when you ask for permission to go in, they tell you the places are condemned
Right.
or it's no longer open, like Seaview Hospital. I've been
I
trying to
know.
get in there for years.
I wrote them a letter years ago and they said no.
Right. But, I mean, you have to do what the kids do.
Right.
The kids are all hanging out in these buildings all night long. Where's your security?
Yeah.
Now, if I walked in there to take some photos, I'd be arrested.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're probably right.
So I try to ask for permission everywhere I go. I'm not going to say all the time, yeah, I do it, but if I got to sneak into the place, I'm going to sneak into the place. I don't care.
That's right.
I'm doing what I have to do for myself.
That's good. And it's always an adventure.
Absolutely. This is what I love about doing this. This is a venture.
Right. Well, it is always. That's what has interested me in this kind of thing. It's an adventure.
Right.
And you learn something and what goes on the other side has always fascinated me and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But in the meantime, we're out of time.
All right.
So I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for
It's
having
been
me.
a
It's a pleasure. Thank
pleasure.
you very, very, very much.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
we're going to be doing other things in the future.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me
Thank you
too.
very, very
Me
much.
too.
I truly appreciate it. And thank you to everybody out there for watching.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I want to just say good night to everyone. And have a good evening and happy haunting.
Thank you.